I'm going to show you some of the most forgotten villages in Europe. These places are so unknown that there's no way anyone could have ever visited them, because they do not even exist. They're ghost towns. As I go through these villages, I'm going to tell you their dark secrets, how they were abandoned, and what it was like living there. First, let's head into the forest in Austria. Here we will find the village of Gasten. This was once a normal village where people lived and worked until one day everything changed. One day the river burst its banks and flooded the whole village. All the houses were destroyed, and the villagers had no choice but to abandon the settlement. Today, only the church remains standing. It's overgrown with vegetation and is in very poor condition. Behind the church, you can see the cemetery. It's scary to think that the people buried here are now gone forever. You can also see cows walking around the village. They seem very relaxed considering this place is literally a graveyard. If I walk through the village, I will find lots of old buildings. Some are in good condition, while others have completely collapsed. The flood must have come suddenly, otherwise everyone would have had time to move their belongings. In the distance, I can see a spooky abandoned house. Looks like something out of a horror movie. Look at how overgrown it is with plants. Nature is slowly taking back what is rightfully hers. This place is really creepy, and it gives me goosebumps, just thinking about how sudden the flood was. When the river flooded, it didn't just destroy the village. It washed away all of the history and memories the villagers had made over the years. Moving on, let's go to another village called Rovine. For hundreds of years, people lived here happily. But then the government came in and took them away. But why? Well, they wanted to build an airport. The construction of the airport destroyed the village. Houses were demolished, and the villagers had no other choice but to leave. Most of the houses had already started to fall apart, so the government thought demolishing them would be a good idea. But I don't think they were right. I think they should have restored the village instead of destroying it. It's sad that the village was abandoned when it still had many years left to live. It makes you wonder why airports need to be so big. And they just be smaller and built in a different location where they, and destroy an entire village. Let's take a drive through the village. Look at this house. It's been abandoned for many years, and nature is starting to take it over. There's so much junk lying around, too. And in the distance, we can see someone's car. It must be the owner of the house coming back to check up on it. We will now enter a spooky abandoned house. There's garbage all over the floor and a piano in the corner. I wish I knew who the owner of this house was. I would love to know why they left and how they felt about leaving. I've never seen an abandoned house with a piano before. Maybe the owner left it behind because it was too heavy to move. But why would they leave all this garbage behind? Must have been very difficult to make the decision to leave their homes behind. To think about it, all the villagers had lived here for many years, and then one day they had to pack up and leave without saying goodbye. Let's head to a remote part of Sardinia, Italy, where we will find the village of Rosignano. This village was once home to around 350 people, but today there is not a single soul living here. Why did this happen? Well, in 1968, the Italian government gave the residents 24 hours to evacuate the village. They were told that if they didn't leave, they wouldn't be allowed to return, so the residents had no choice but to pack up and leave. The reason why the villagers were given just 24 hours to leave was because the Italian military needed somewhere to do target practice, so they decided to use the village. This is pretty messed up because the residents didn't get to say goodbye to their homes or take any of their belongings with them. Just imagine you peacefully living in your home, and then the government turns up telling you that you have 24 hours to leave or you will be forced out. Then they allow you to take only a small amount of your possessions with you. What would you do? Sadly, the government did this to many villages in Italy during the 1960s. Many people were forced out of their homes, so the military could practice their target shooting. Heading north, let's explore a village in Poland called Krasinko. I'm going to travel down a dirt road until I reach a fork. To the left, I will find the village of Krasinko. It looks like a very quiet place to live. All of the houses are abandoned, and nature is starting to take back what is rightfully hers. We will now enter the village. This place is truly magical. There's a river running through it, and trees everywhere. I feel so peaceful just looking at this place. But it's actually very sad because these houses are empty. The roofs are caved in, and there are weeds growing out of the floor. In the distance, I can see a school. Sadly, it's abandoned and in very poor condition. On the ground, I can see a ball. It looks like the children just kicked it over and ran off. They probably went to the new school in town. But why did everyone leave? Well, in the 1970s, the Polish government decided to build a power plant nearby. Everyone in the village had to leave, but not before the government took their land. I bet the villagers were furious about this, but what could they do? After the power plant was built, the village became uninhabitable. The air was polluted, and no one could live there, so the government had no choice but to demolish the village and move the people elsewhere. Finally, let's go to Spain, where we will find the village of Osea. This village is located deep in the mountains. It looks like a very quiet place to live. However, it's not. So the Spanish Civil War took place here. The nationalists attacked the village, killing and injuring many people. This caused the villagers to abandon the settlement. To this day, the village is in ruins. As I travel through the village, I will find lots of old buildings. Some are in good condition, while others have completely fallen apart. It's amazing to think that people really lived here. In the distance, I can see a statue. It looks like it was taken out by the war. There are also many old farming tools lying around.
Oh wait, I hope one day this place can be restored.
It's a shame that such a beautiful village was destroyed during the Spanish Civil War. But now it's time to make your voice heard. Comment below which village was the most interesting. If you want to see my short videos, stay tuned for more content. Thanks for watching.